Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free.
Try that with us.
Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free.
So you're just getting those. Try it again and stand up and sing. Ready?
Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Sets us free
From all lack or limitation,
sets us free to realize when we are made. We are made in the image and the likeness of God. Spirit calls, so stand up and believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Sets us free from all lack or limitation. Sets us free to realize when we are made. We are made in the image and the likeness of God. Spirit calls, so stand up and believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free.
Spirit calls,
come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free.
Spirit calls again.
Spirit calls, Spirit calls.
Love lifts us high and sets us free again. Spirit calls,
Spirit calls, Spirit calls.
love lifts us high and
Sets us free.
Amen. Thank you. Karen, come on up and here we go.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity Church, where our mission is to awaken to and embrace the Christ in all persons through prayer and service. So today I was going to bring you a different prayer, but I went by and the myrtles smiled at me, so I changed. And here it is. She does this prayer that I really love. And this is it. The radiant life of Christ is my heart's desire. The forgiving love of the Christ now releases all error from my consciousness. I am willing to do God's will in all my ways, and so I am free from remorse and the secret grieving and sense of weakness. Through my faith in the healing, adjusting power of God the good, divine order is now established in my mind and in my body. My heart is filled with love and with the purpose of knowing and doing the truth. The plan which the Holy Spirit of God is unfolding in me now is is now being fulfilled, and all is well. I know that I can do that which my own soul yearns to do, and I joyously enter upon this self-expression in full assurance that all is well. Just taking it in. And now the announcements. If there are any prayer chaplains, could you please stand up and raise your hand? So we have Dennis, Bob, and I'm blanking out. Paula. And Paula. Now, we decided now that prayer chaplains are going to be wearing this, what is it called, shawl? A stole, so that you can identify them and you can immediately recognize who they are and ask for prayers once the service is over. All right, so John Frederick will continue his Healing Through Illness class this Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. The class meet in various locations. Please review the schedule above the water fountain for locations. Is Frederick, if you want to say anything? Right. All right.
This Tuesday and Thursday are the last 2 nights.
All right. Reverend Crystal is finishing her vacation time today and will be back next Sunday with us. Today, we are pleased to have our own Deborah Berger as our guest speaker. And now that I read about Crystal, I remind myself of something. She always complains that I forget to say my name and who I am. So I am Karin Reinhold. I am a member of the board, and this year I am acting also as vice chair of the board. Peter Furlong will offer a drumming circle and worship this Wednesday from 7 to 8:30 in the garden room. The suggested donation is $15. And I want to add that this week I just read an article about the healing power of drumming, right? It improves your immune system, so I encourage everybody to come. And our own singer extraordinary, Jerry Rattingham, Jerry, I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing your name, will offer her singing worship called Unleash Your Inner Superstar on Saturday, April 21st from 1 to 5. You'll get a method that works and an afternoon of fun. Yay. Plus, you'll get material on confidence that can be translated in all areas of your life. The cost is just $25. I have a note here that Dennis would like a word about the Tuesday book study.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Ryan, and I participate in the Tuesday morning book study program that was run and continues to run by our licensing PhD group. James Health Challenges Professor for Regular Appendix. However, we have chosen a new book as of this Tuesday. The book is Practical Metaphysics by Paul Butler. Eric Butler. I'm reading another book by another cited out there as well for my other class. Eric Butler, Practical Metaphysics. The books have not been delivered yet. So we've already made a plan that if they don't show up by Tuesday morning, we're going to adjourn to the diner and practice that American tradition of reading aloud.
Love that. And now, Sunday, April 22nd, we are calling all visionaries to develop the vision for Unity Church. So I strongly encourage everybody to come. We're going to do it after the Sunday service, and it's going to go from 12:30 to 3 so that you can enjoy the rest of the day. But please be here because your input into the vision of what we want for this church, what we want to be. It could be the physical or the community. What do we want to where do we want to put our energies and our efforts. So please come. If you haven't done already so, there is a sign-up sheet on the hall. The reason why we're asking people to put the names there is that we want to have an idea of how many people are coming so that we prepare the materials accordingly. Next is our Spring Coffee House is coming on Saturday, April 28th at 7. And you also need to sign up to perform between 6 and 6:45, or just come and enjoy the show. Refugee donations are canceled for now, since there are no new families arriving in the near future. However, if anyone has a coffee table you could donate, the family that Peggy Kaufman is mentoring needs one. Thank you for everyone for your generous donations. This Mother Day, we'll have a special slideshow during the service honoring our mothers. And what we would like you to do is to please submit a photo of your mothers, of you and your mom, so that we can display it during the service. And I guess I don't see a due date for that, but the sooner the better, so that people putting up the slideshow can prepare for that. If you have sent us photos in the past and want to reuse them, let us know, and we'll be happy to do so. And the digital photos may be emailed to office@unityalbany.org. Any questions about that? You wrote it down? Okay. Of course, more information about all our events can be found in today's bulletin. I didn't put it up. If somebody can show the bulletin, I'll appreciate it. Thank you. So the schedule, and there is also the schedule above the water fountain, and you can also look at the Facebook page or Twitter profile, YouTube channel, and our website, unityalbany.org. So a lot of places. And of course, after service, there is plenty of food downstairs, so please join us after the service. Yes, Deborah?
After the service, at 1 o'clock, there'll be a mind body dialogue workshop if we weren't able to make the first one. It's a great opportunity to learn how to get unstuck, unconfused, more in touch with their looking in the garden.
All right. I have the feeling I'm missing something. So if anybody of you can think of anything right now. I think yeah. So, the word of the day, the daily word. That word is prosperity. I am open to divine ideas. Divine ideas are like seeds of hope planted in my heart. When they are properly nurtured and tender, they produce the manifestations in my life that represent abundance and prosperity to my own mind and soul. I might be surprised at some of the ideas that pop up in my mind. I might not see how they could possibly come about. Being open to divine ideas involves a large degree of surrender to the source of those ideas within me. My prosperity is not dependent on my limited mortal mind. I make the choice for prosperity, open my mind to divine ideas, and allow them to guide me to next steps and new possibilities. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health, just as it is well with your soul. 3 John 1:2. Here it is what I'm missing. There are prayer slips in front of you. Dennis is showing the colors of the prayer slips. That's another way to request prayers. Please, if you fill one of those in, there is a box in the hall that you can put a request, and then the community will pray for you. And then they are also sent to Silent Unity. And then Silent Unity prays for you for a whole month. And there is always, so Silent Unity is always available for us to if you are in, if something happens to you and you need immediate, I don't want to say consolation, but somebody to be there with you, you can always call Silent Unity, and the number is 1-800-669-7729, which you are not going to remember, but please Google Silent Unity and you will get it.
Now pray. 1-800-NOW pray.
Oh, that's what it says here. So. All right.
Thank you, Corinne. Come on up, guys. And I'll ask you to stand and join us in a song.
These hands can build a road, heal a heart and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God.
Sing that again.
These hands can build a road, heal a heart and move mountains. These hands can change the world. These are the hands of God.
And
These hands can hold a baby, work the land and make music. These hands can shape the future, for these are the hands of God. So let me reach out when love's in need. I know I can be a blessing, a blessing. These hands can build a road, heal a heart and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God. So let me reach out when love is in need. I know I can be a blessing, a blessing. These hands can build a road, heal a heart and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God.
for
These are the hands of God.
Right. Good morning. Have a seat. My name is Roger Mock. I'm part of the team filling in for Reverend Crystal this morning. And, of course, she would want me to say that this is the day
the
Lord has made. Let us rejoice.
and be glad in it.
I know you're holding back, so let's do it again.
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
All right. Good morning. So, I need to ask if we have anyone here for the first time this morning. Would you raise your hand? We have a little gift for you. We have a couple folks right up here. Welcome. Did I miss anybody else? Okay. Great. And welcome, and we have, as was mentioned earlier, some time together after the service downstairs in the fellowship hall. Please join us if you would. And there's a lot of food left over from the memorial service from yesterday, so avail yourselves of that. And Corinne already mentioned about the prayer thing, so all we really need to do right now is say together our statement of oneness. The power
of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation from spirit or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. That one is God, the good, omnipotent.
So it is. We have a little song to bring us into our meditation time.
Our musicians created such a peaceful, beautiful space for us. Let's take a moment to appreciate that. I invite you to close your eyes. Notice the peace in the air. Notice the peace inside of you. And pay attention to your breath. You don't have to breathe any special way. Just notice how that breath works. Notice the air coming into your body, maybe through your nose, maybe through your mouth, maybe both. Feel that air move through all the cells of your body, nurturing you, giving you life. The breath is a holy thing, a sacred thing. Take this moment to love your breath. That breath is a gift from God. Take this moment to love God. This sacred energy moving through your body, through your breath. Your chest, your fingers, your toes. Revel in the breath of spirit. And as we accept this wonderful blessing of spirit, let's praise it. Let's give thanks for it. It is indeed the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Know how blessed you are to receive it. And as you sit here full, peaceful, connected with the highest energy that can be imagined, think about all the things you're grateful for in your life. Every blessing, every experience, has brought you here with us today. How blessed we are. Take a moment to take that deep feeling of abundance and prosperity, and in your mind's eye, watch yourself share that with anyone you want and everyone you want. It's never diminished when we share it. Feel how rich you are when you give your blessings away. We take a moment to enjoy the silence. And as you bring your attention back to the room, and again, hear the lovely music that's offered to you, know that everything you need is right here, right now.
Come to serve and remember to love, to serve and remember. What have you come to earth? Do you remember? What have you taken birth? What have you come to love, to serve and remember, 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 to love, serve and remember, to love, to serve and remember.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I know I've come a long way. When I heard the weather forecast for today and pictured 3 people being in church, I didn't even get activated. There would have been a time I would have lost my mind. And I don't have to anymore because I know that I am taken care of, I'm supported. And however these things unfold, we're going to have a wonderful experience. And yay, there's more than 3 people. So we'd like to welcome our viewers on YouTube. Yay. Perhaps some of you who were afraid to brave the storm are now enjoying our time together in the comfort and safety of your home. So, yes, it took me a long time. I thought it was a long time to come to a place of acceptance and peace in my life. And like many of you, I was brought to that through a lot of suffering. In particular, I went through a very difficult 1.5 years that began when I was 29. And my father had pancreatic cancer and died. My grandmother died. One of my best friends died. And right after that, my ex-husband told me he'd like a divorce. Yeah, it was not an easy time. I was a mess. And in the middle of all of that, he and I were having a house renovated, and that was very challenging and difficult. And I was working full-time in a psychiatric clinic, and I had a part-time psychotherapy practice, and I was not doing well. I was making self-destructive choices. I was suffering, and I didn't know how to get out of it. I had no spiritual anything, really. I didn't know who to turn to. And I had that feeling, you ever have that feeling that you're in the ocean and a wave is hitting you, and just as you're about to get up, another wave comes and hits you, and then you get up and another wave comes. Yeah, I see some nodding. It was really hard for me. And a friend of mine, his name was Ray Tooth. Ray took me out for dinner. And he said, kind of intervention, I'm worried about you, Deborah. You're not making good choices. You're not doing well. Here's a pile of books, and come with me to church. I think other people have had these experiences too. Yes, I am very grateful to Ray too. So he took me to a church that was run by a woman, Valerie Seifert. Maybe some of you know her. She was a science of mind teacher, minister, and also she was a recovering alcoholic. And she blended together 12-step ideas and science of mind ideas, and I found a way to be seen. I found a way to stop trying to manage my life and to work with what's higher, to find the meaning and beauty in my life. So I've been working on that for, are you ready for this, 37 years. It's a long time. I think I'm right about that. Yep, 37 years. And I'm doing pretty well. I have my times of feeling shaky or not okay, but I know where to go. You know, and as I wrote in a song that I sang a little while ago, you can walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but you don't have to pitch a tent. So I don't stay there anymore, and I'm very blessed. 28 years ago, I came to Unity. Wasn't here. It was on Madison Avenue at the Women's Building. Isabella's nodding. She and I joined together. Very precious, sacred thing. And I have found in this community the support and love that I need to help me move through difficult times and to help me celebrate the wonderful times. I'm very, very blessed. But here's the funny thing. The title of my talk today, the full title is, Spirit is Calling You, We Are Needed. I don't think I got that before. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. We are needed, and I don't think I really got that until this past year. So we began on the first Sunday of January with Crystal leading us in a white stone ceremony. I'm sure many of us were here. And so during this ceremony, you're supposed to discover what your name is for this year. So I sat there reflecting, meditating, what's my name? What's my name? And I thought about how important it has felt to me to bring light to dark times. And I thought about names related to that, and I thought about how blessed I am to know that I'm not alone and to know that I'm supported and loved in my journey. I thought about those names. And then I had a thought that said, I really need God. And God's whole and complete. God doesn't need me. And then I heard, I promise you, I heard this. I do so need you. Thank you. I felt that way too. I'm like, really? Huh. It was quickly followed by a line from a song written by Bob Franke that says, love itself will not protect us till it acts. Think about that. That unless that love is activated, it can't do much. It's got to be activated. I would like to introduce you to Activator. It's my name. So I took that on. Later on that week, this was very, very interesting. Later on that week, I'm reading quite an incredible book called The Darkness Book, All the Light We Cannot See. Wonderful, wonderful book. And in the book, it references electricity. And it says, electricity is everywhere present, but it's not activated until it meets with magnetism. Isn't that interesting? So my first way of thinking about that is it's a little bit like a switch. right? You have electricity in your home, but if you don't turn on the switch, there's no light. So I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. Maybe God works that way, that it's there, but if I don't flip that switch, it's not going to be able to help me. And the second thing actually is a little bit like physics for dummies. It goes like this. All around us are charged particles, such as electrons and protons. When these particles are still, it's called static electricity. That means the electricity is at rest. Isn't that an interesting way of thinking about it? When the charged particles flow through a conductor, hello conductors, electricity is activated and flows. So, God is all around us, and when we become conductors, God's energy can flow. I love that idea. So how do we activate it? I'll bet we would have a yummy discussion if we all talked about the different ways we activate that energy. But this is what I'm going to offer you. If you bring mindfulness to every situation, or at least as many as you can, you bring mindfulness, you bring that awareness, you accept it, you praise it, and you give thanks for it. That's the activation formula, okay? So sometimes that's easy, you know? Sometimes it's just, oh, I look at some of these faces and I accept that love and that energy and that wonderfulness. I accept it. I give thanks for it. I praise it. It's easy. So on my way home from church that White Stone Day, I went to Price Chopper, which I often do. I've run into some of you there after church. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to activate. Let's see what comes up. And sure enough, on the line at the supermarket was a packer. And what was she doing but opening the carton of eggs and making sure that none of them were broken? I know, it touched me. I had never seen anyone do that before. It really touched me. And I said, okay, I'm going to notice that. And I said, that is so kind of you to be checking those eggs. And she said, she was so touched. And she said, I do it all the time. And I love it when I'm able to catch them and replace them for people. Like, she was activating God in this very simple kind of way. And I got to praise it and give her something that then actually strengthened it in her. And it made me think about how Mother Teresa says, maybe you can't do great things, but you could do small things with lots of love, right? So there was that, and that was easy. We can do that, activators. We can do it. We can notice something precious about people, and instead of keeping it to ourselves, we can share it. And we can notice when someone else is doing something really sweet and let it in and allow that energy to grow. Sometimes it's not easy, is it? Sometimes we don't feel well. Sometimes we're afraid. Sometimes we're bombarded with a lot of ugly, awful things to be worried and upset about. So what do we do then? I want to sing you a remediated verse from the song that Louise Hay uses by J. Josephs. Here's my remediated verse. I love the world the way it is, though I can clearly see the pain and suffering that come to people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by bringing love to everything. So that even when things are happening and you don't love them, even when things are happening that are creating pain and suffering to people, you can change the channel, activate God by bringing love to the situation. Not by necessarily loving the situation, but by bringing love to it. And it comes from a Buddhist teaching that says, whatever's going on, you can bring compassion to the situation. Whatever's going on in you, you can bring compassion to yourself, thereby activating divine energy. I see heads nodding. Doesn't that make sense? We can do that. That's how we activate that divine loving energy even in times of difficulty. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm out of sorts. I'm out of sorts. So one day in church, I came in and I was just funky. I'm not used to being funky at church. I'm used to feeling pretty enthusiastic about coming. I was funky. Every single person and thing was irritating me. I think you're laughing because maybe you've had those experiences. And so here's what I did. I said, I don't know what's going on with me. God, will you help me? I want to feel that energy. I want to feel loving. I want to feel in that flow. Oh boy, was I not in the flow. Until Elaine Silver was singing that day. Well, I wasn't having that feeling about Elaine, I have to tell you. I was, oh gosh, cranky. And then she sang, how could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle, and how deeply you're connected to my soul? Okay, I cracked a little. Until we're then invited to sing it to someone. I know. And I sang it to this person, and as I'm singing it to her and she's singing to me, the tears are rolling down her face, and she looked like an angel, and my heart cleaved. And I took that moment to recognize it, to praise it, and to give thanks that I had my heart back. You get it? Yeah. So that's a process. Not for me. Everybody's different. I praise whatever ways you're able to activate divine energy. If I'm in that funky space and I say, all is good, I have everything I need, it doesn't work for me. I know it does work for some people, and I don't want to put that down. It's not a good path for me. But that idea that I could bring love and compassion to myself and ask God to intervene to help me, that works for me. So I invite everybody to discover what are those things that help you to activate that divine energy. So here's the next thing. This has way bigger, wider implications. Because when you're doing that, when you're activating divine energy, you're improving your own life. You're improving the lives of the people around you. In small ways, like my Price Chopper story, in big ways, we're doing that all the time. But that's not all that happens. I believe that every time we're activating God's energy, we're adding to the power of that energy in the world. We're contributing to transforming the world. That each act of kindness, beauty, love, and wisdom strengthens that energy in the world. Sometimes we see those results rapidly. Sometimes it takes a good long time. As the early Greeks said, the mills of the gods grind slowly, but they grind small. In any event, I want to be part of that transformation. Earlier this year, I was part of a production of Votes for Women, and I got to play Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Arguably, she is the leader, the beginner of the suffrage movement. And she never saw women vote. Does that mean that it's tragic? I don't think so. I think the energy that she gave that movement and the ways in which she energized it, activated it, gave life to it, made it possible ultimately for us to have the right to vote. That's pretty profound. Think about that too with the abolitionists. Many of them never saw the end of slavery. But their energy to make that happen, that enabled the ultimate thing. It actually enabled bigger and better things. I was very blessed growing up to be part of the civil rights movement and to have gotten a chance to hear Dr. King speak, to be there and listen to him speak. And look at what that man was able to do. And then not just that man, but how that rippled to all the other people who were inspired and activated by that vision, by that wisdom, by that power. There is power in being able to lend your energy, your focus, your attention, your praise, your gratitude to that. Yes. Thank you, thank you. The Bible tells us, choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. We get to choose that right here, right now, in every day of our lives. And in choosing God, we are activating the energy and have the potential of creating heaven on earth. I would suggest that this is the second coming. In the Lord's Prayer, Jesus says, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Isn't he telling us we can do that? That with that consciousness and with offering our prayers in that direction, we can create this. Maybe we'll see it in our lifetime. Things have happened in our lifetime I did not think were possible. And here we are. We can do this. I think it's worth trying. Who wants to join me? All right. Okay, I know it. I know we're united here to try to create this by activating the power of divine energy. So join me in saying our affirmation. I connect with the power within me to activate divine energy. Say it again. I connect with the power within me to activate divine energy. And so it is. Thank you for joining me.
a call, now will I answer. Forsake my own to serve another. Though darkness falls, stay a believer. I hear a call, now will I answer. I see a light, now will I follow. Fill up this life, they grow more hollow. More joys reside where there lives sorrow. I see a light, now will I follow. I hear a call from out of nowhere, and from everywhere I go. I hear a call, now will I answer. I feel a touch, now will I hold on. Be there with love for those with no one. With a kindness such, He lives though I'm gone. I feel a touch, now will I hold on. I hear a call from out of nowhere, and from everywhere I go. I see a light, now will I follow. I feel a touch, now will I hold on. I hear a call, now will I answer.
So I invite you at this time to find what you'd like to offer for the ministry of this church this morning. Find a place of gratitude, especially within, to begin with, so that it comes from there. And when you have what you're offering ready, you can hold it to your heart if you like. And I'll give you a moment. Some of you are fishing around, and that's okay. And we'll say together our offering blessing.
Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed to know Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is.
Okay.
So we are going to ask you to stand up. We are going to proclaim, I want to be part of that number when the saints go marching in.
We know you know the song.
When the saints go marching in.
Go marching in.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. And when the heavens,
when the heavens
show up on earth.
shows up on earth.
When the heavens
Shows up on earth.
Lord, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. When deep respect,
With deep respect
for all of life,
for all of life
runs like a river through all veins. Oh Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. When every woman, child and man is feeling safe and unafraid. Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. When words of love come from the lips of all who share the planet Earth. Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. And when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching
in. Okay. Wow. Deborah, yes.
We have things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
I will take this moment to give thanks for the generosity of this community. Thank you all for the gifts that you have contributed, gifts of talent and treasure and time. We are blessed. Thank you, God.
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to join hands. A couple things to say that occurred to me during the service. Elaine Silver has been away for a couple of years, but she'll be here in August.
And I won't be annoyed.
And you'll be Elaine's wonderful. She'll be here toward the end of August. And take a look at our website. If you're on our mailing list, you got an email from me on Friday, because there's a lot of great stuff coming right up here. We have a Tibetan Lama visiting us in a couple of weeks, and yep, and there's a flyer back there and out here on a Saturday afternoon, and a wonderful guest on Sunday evening at the end of the month, Ruth Cunningham, and then Answer the Muse will be here beginning of May, so don't miss their concert on that Saturday. Here we go. I want to live so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I want to live so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I'm gonna sing so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I'm gonna walk and talk. I'm gonna walk and talk so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I'm gonna walk and talk so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime. I wanna live so God can use me anywhere, Lord, anytime.
and use me anywhere, Lord, anytime,
Anywhere.